Hey everybody, my name is Skidoosh, and welcome to another episode of this show. So when I was trying to decide what my next game was going to be that was going to show you guys, I decided to go back to my roots. You know, back to the old, how do you say, NES days. To play the first game that, at least to my memory, was the first game I ever played. Played it when I was like a little know-nothing baby. And that first game was Kung Fu. So, let's check it out. Kung Fu is an action series game where you have to beat the crap out of minions so you can make it all the way to the boss on the floor that you're on, kick his ass, and make it to the next floor. The main appeal of this game is to get the highest top score that you can, because that's really about the depth of this game. In fact, the game is so short, it can be beaten within 5 minutes. Of course, after you do beat the game just restarts itself as kind of like a new game plus with a higher difficulty setting so you can keep climbing the scoreboard. So what's the story behind Kung Fu? What is your drive? What is it that makes you want to fight through all of these hordes of minions and these trained killers? Well, the story's quite simple, actually. So, from what I can tell, this guy named Mr. X kidnaps your girlfriend and threatens to do whatever guys who kidnap girlfriends threaten to do, unless you go up there and beat the crap out of him. So, dick move, Mr. X, dick move. My assumption is that his dating life at the bar hasn't been going too good. He hasn't been picking up the ladies. I'm gonna blame it on his hair. I'm gonna say that if he changes due, he'd probably have way better game. Now, I don't really remember too much about Kung Fu because, like I said before, I was a little kid when I played it, and I don't think I knew the difference between A and B. But what I do remember from it was that it was actually a hard game and a genuine pain in the ass. Hi-YAAAAAH, son of a... So now I think it's time to pop it in and give this game a go. Alright, you can do this. Be like water. Be like water. Alright, here we go, starting it up. The controls to the game are pretty simple, you know, D-pad for moving around, A to kick, and B to punch. You get more points for punching people. I guess it's because of the greater risk of them getting closer to you rather than kick, you get them from afar. But basically, you don't want the guys in the purple, pink, whatever vest to come and touch you. I don't know what it is they're doing when they touch you, but when they do, well, we'll just leave that up to imagination. Making our way through the guys that throw knives and the pink/purple vested douchebags, we find our way to the boss of the first floor, the stick guy. This guy's sort of a dick to fight because he's got kind of intense range. He's a little bit unpredictable, but best way to do it is just kind of like, if you got enough health, just go at it. Unless you're like me, who almost fucking dies. I would also like to point out how fluid your walking is until you make it to these stairs. All of a sudden it just turns into choppy, slow nonsense. Well, the henchmen up to this point have been a fucking joke. What could they possibly throw at me? Holy shit, green turds, dragons, and fucking disco balls?
Let the music play. I just wanna dance the night away.
When you've played this game a bajillion times like I have in the making of this video, you come to figure out that you can punch and kick these things midair and it'll destroy them so it doesn't make anything when they hit the ground. But the first time you do this and you have no idea, it is just a million little things coming at you and you're just basically crying out praying to God it'll all stop. And just to make things worse, they send Santa's little helpers at you. I'm just going off on a limb here, but I think I'm getting a lump of coal in my stockings. Now we're on to the boss, a guy that I affectionately like to call the boomerangatang. This guy could dish out a crap ton of damage if you let him, but, you know, which I always do, but you can just punch your way through it when he has none of his boomerangs back and he's a breeze. Save Sylvia from Mr. X.
Help me, Thomas!
Sylvia! Alright, so here we are, third floor. On the third floor, it's more or less same shit, different story. They throw a whole bunch of dudes at you and you punch and kick your way all the way to the end. No, I said the point of this game, like the big part of it was top score. Well, to the average person like me, I don't give a shit about my score whatsoever. But where it counts at this stage of the game is if you get up to about, I think it's 50,000 points, you get an extra life. And you need all your lives in this game, trust me. And how do you know when you get an extra life? Well, when you get an extra life, it makes a little noise that sounds like your elevator has made it to the, wherever you're stopping at. And now we've made our way to the boss, who's kind of a big Mike Tyson looking like fellow, but all he does is punch and kick. And while the kicks are kind of a pain to dodge, the punches are easy. You just duck underneath him and sweep kick your way to victory. Okay, so we've made it to the 4th floor. Oh god, 4th floor. By the time that you've made it to this floor, you've already been thinking, okay, let's see what I've gone up against. I've gone up against guys in pink vests. I've gone up against Santa's little helpers. I've gone up against Benihana, floating turds, and dragons, and disco balls. What could they possibly throw at me now? Killer goddamn moths, that's what. You wouldn't think about it just by looking at them, but these guys can actually fuck up a good chunk of your health if you let them. After making our way through that gauntlet by bobbing and weaving, punching and kicking, we find our way to the boss on this floor, and son of a bitch. Alright, don't even get me fucking started on this guy, okay? I suppose his name is Evil Warlock Guy, but personally, I like to call him... I mean, the dude's a huge dick. He even has his own laugh for when he kills you. Just to rub it in. And he's cheap as hell, too. I mean, look at this onslaught of shit I have to deal with. I mean, like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Holy shit, dude, did you see that? I kicked his fucking head off. Okay, alright. There's murder, and then there's this. I mean, holy shit, if he's gonna be pulling crap like that, put his ass in the next Mortal Kombat game, see what happens. Well, at least that's over. Oh my god! So far, the only way I've seen myself beat this guy is when I get teabagged by a midget, and the guy takes a chill pill and doesn't just start casting spells in all fucking directions. Of course, the only downside is my forehead smells like nuts. Alright, the 5th and final floor. It's time to finish this. Now, the 5th floor is a lot similar to the 1st and the 3rd floor in the fact that they just send a whole bunch of dudes at you, and you just have to punch and kick your way all the way to the boss. It's really nothing special. It would have been a real pain in the ass if they threw traps at you at the same time, kind of like on the 2nd and 4th floor. But hey, I'll take it where I can get it, you know what I'm saying? And here he is. Mr. X. This is it. All of my training has come down to this. One final showdown. Mr. X, let's dance. Satisfying. Now it's time to grab my bitch and make some magic between the sheets, if you know what I'm saying. Don't forget to count my getting lucky tonight points. Wait. What? Thanks for watching my video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, hit the like button and share it with a friend. And if you really enjoyed what you've seen so far, why don't you subscribe to the channel so you can get instant updates on new videos or anything else like that. Because Subscribing would help me out, and it would make your life better. So subscribe today, and I'll see you next time. So, later.